think it's still morning, so good morning, everyone. First, I want to thank to Kyoto University School of Public Health for giving me this opportunity for this presentation. It's my great honor to be here. In fact, this is my first oral presentation in international conference, so I very appreciate it. So today my topic is modeling temporal and spatial variability of traffic-related air pollution in Taipei metropolitan Taiwan. Hourly land use regression models for PM2.5. First, in the beginning, I will brief the background and the introduction of my topic, PM2.5 and its related health impact, and the land use regression model, of course. Next, I will introduce my previous study. It's about also about PM2.5 Lua models in Taipei. It's a long-term Lua model, and its result and its limitations for improve for apply a new, I think it's a new technology for small sensor. And last, I will give my future work about Lua model with hourly temporal resolution. It's my topic today, and the summary make summary of today's presentation. But first, what's PM2.5? PM is particle matter. It's mixture of solid particles and liquid droplet found in the air. This is a definition by the US EPA. So you can see a picture. This is all kinds of particles from the bigger, like beach sand, which we can see in our naked eyes, and PM10 like this, and the PM2.5 is like this. It's about size, right? So PM2.5 is also known as fine particle matters. It consists of particles less than 2.5 micrometer in diameter that are suspended in the atmosphere. So this distinguished by the particle size. Due to the features of PM2.5, it's a small size, so it can easily enter a human body through respiratory bronchitis and alveoli, and even it can penetrate to the blood. So what's the connection about PM2.5 and health impact? PM2.5 right now is be seen as the dominant form of air pollution and can cause of adverse health impact, which includes respiratory and cardiovascular mobility, mortality from cardiovascular and respiratory disease, and also mortality from lung cancer. Even low birth rate, it can cause low birth rate, short life expectancy, and the population burden of disease. So PM2.5 seems is a huge issue for our life or our health. So many countries government have do some policy or some management about this pollution. Like Taiwan EPA has established air quality monitoring station. 20 are located in North Taiwan. This area is our capital city, including Taipei and New Taipei City nearby, and Kyoto country. So what difficulties we are facing? We are facing these two kinds of issue. It's about the spatial coverage, because the limited number of the station, this number is not enough for the spatial coverage. The location and the location are not evenly distributed. This will cause some problem of epidemiological study. And next, the PM25 have a feature as spatial variability. So right now, epidemiological study require highly accurate information regarding spatial variability of PM2.5. So if we don't have enough spatial coverage of a monitor station, so this might be a potential problem. So how do we solve this? There are ways to capture within city PM2.5 contrast. First, we can use exposure identical variables. It's a very simple way. Find a surrogate. Something like if we are focused on urban area, we can look of some traffic variables like length of road, like distance of the nearest road, something like that. Second, we can use a method, interpolation method such as kriging. Even we can use a more complicated model like air dispersion model, something such like I3 model, air mode model, CMAC model. It was frequently used in US and also in Taiwan. The last one is my topic. It's about the use regression rule models. So let me talk more about rule models. Rule model, you may not be familiar for hearing these models. Rule model first application for air pollution mapping was introduced in a project named Small Area Variations in Air Quality and Health, the SARIA study. So after the study, it becomes increasingly used in epidemiological study because the successful pioneer work in this project. And second, the development in GIS, not only the software, but also the data, the geographic data. So right now, after that, mainly adopted in European and North America study. Right now, it's also be increased number in Asia study recently, which include Japan, Korea, China, even in Thailand, India. We can find some related study in Asia area. So this model uses GIS to compute the quantitative value of several predicted values for spatial buffer. These predicted values is like traffic, land use, and or population density, something like that. This predicted variable can be as an independent variable in a model, in a linear model. Another way, air pollution concentration we measured is take as a dependent variable in linear models. So once we establish a multiple linear regression model, we can use this model to calculate the concentration. This concentration can be determined for any other location without a monitor station or measurement area. So my previous studies established a PM2.5 Lua model in Taipei. This model is for the long-term exposure. So this table showing the final model result. So as you can see, this final model includes 6 variables. I distinguish into 3 categories. The first one is traffic emission. Include the rural area, distance to major roads. The second category is industry related. It's industry land use of within 500 meters area. So this one is others, construction, residential, and river areas. So the final area and the coefficient is underlined. So how after we establish this Lua model, we can apply this for the make some estimation about the exposure, PM2.5 exposure in the Taipei city. Let me take an example. If we have a person which is named A who lives in this area, the surrounding area of a nearby road is 250 meters square. The distance to the nearest major road is 30 meters. No nearby factory or construction area. The area of nearby residential land is 0.5 kilometers square. Area of a river will be 3.5 kilometers square. So obviously, maybe he lived a little rural countryside in a city. So we use our models to estimate the PM2.5 exposure, and estimated annual exposure, the concentration will be 6.6 for microgram per cubic meter. Let's look at another example. Person B who lives in this place, surrounding area of nearby road have much higher, 4,000 meters square. The distance to the near major road is only 2 meters. So he lives in with traffic and a major road just nearby. Areas of a nearby construction, unfortunately, they have a construction area 1,700 meters square. Area of nearby industry 6,000 meters square. Area of nearby residential land is 0.6 kilometers square. Area of nearby river only 2 kilometers square. So what's his exposure? It will get a result of almost 15 microgram per cubic meter. So these two extreme examples that represent the use of our land models. The land regression models can represent the spatial variation in the city. This is a very, very, very important feature in a PM2.5 concentration of the spatial distribution. So, however, this model have limitations. Linear regression needs large input, still needs large input requirement. It can take as a spatial resolution. It was suggest of 14 to 18 sampling location. It's also face the challenge for obtaining an accurate sampling point explanation rate. It's called SPERT. The rate, that means the rate of sampling points with reasonable predicted concentration to the total number of sampling points. So back to my previous study, we only use 20 measurement size to develop our raw model. So this is a limitation about spatial resolution. Next, it's not it's a long-term exposure, not a short-term. So it's about short-term exposure. It cannot be detailed. It cannot be make some detailed exposure assessment. It's a relative of temporal resolution. So some exposure may vary with time. So if we if we only can make estimate from long term, so this is the major limitation about the models. So how I need to find solutions about this limitation. So right now, fortunately, the technology is progressing, and with advance in sensing and computing technology, we can use a dense deployment of a local station for air quality monitoring. Several smart cities have deployed a system for real-time air quality monitoring. Like Chicago, they have a project named Array of Things. In European Amsterdam, they have a smart city project. In German, Darmstadt, which is a technology city, they have a DASense project. I am very proud. Taipei, we also have this network called Taipei Airbus. So right now we can use open dataset, Taipei Airbus dataset. In Taipei and the new Taipei city, we have 453 monitoring devices. They have deployed mostly in school, elementary school, and the public building. They have 3 sensors, including PM2.5 and temperature and humidity sensors. Their sampling rate is every 5 minutes can get variance. So that's a very useful data and is very important. And its benefits of this data, we can enhance the distribution density and the coverage of PM2.5 monitoring in the cities. And we can ensure the quality because they are the measurement result as all the devices are made with identical components from the sensors. So the quality can be reach specific level. Next, they can provide reliable PM2.5 measurements that facilitate continuous air quality monitoring and other advanced data analysis. So we can say this is big data we can use. So we can combine combine this big data and my previous work. We can do something new and maybe something novel. So that's my future work is back to my topic. I will building hourly Lua models for PM2.5 by using high-resolution monitoring to better capture exposure at different times and the location in Taipei. So my expected benefits are establish a Lua model with an hourly is shortened temporal resolution. They can be more accurate and detailed, make more accurate and detailed exposure estimation. With activity diary, this is usually be used in some epidemiological study or GPS logger, some other technology. It will be able to capture personal exposure. So it improves epidemiological study focusing on acute health effect because this can be done by shortened Lua models. So finally, I summarize my presentation. As right now, we have a routine monitoring station, which is very expensive compared instrument. And in the other way, we can use modeling, like dispersion model. If you can get a very complete data set, we can run the models. But I choose intermediate, use the Lua model. They are relatively simple for use compared to the dispersion model. And right now we have small sense and big data in Taiwan or even in Taipei City. So I combine these two tools and data. I can make some new Lua models for the future use and as a useful tools for exposure assessment. So that's my presentation. Thank you. And Merry Christmas and Happy New Year 2018.